Welcome back to TFD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, and smash that bell notification so you don't miss a beat. Man, oh man, what a night. The Indiana Fever still got life, baby. The pulse is strong. The season ain't over. The marathon keeps rolling. We are alive and we're heading back to Atlanta for Game 3. What a performance from the Fever. Aaliyah Boston, we called you out, and you answered. You came through in the biggest way, and tonight you get your flowers. Absolute dominance. Kelsey Mitchell? Straight up sensational. Lexie Hull? Big-time buckets and effort all night long. This was the definition of a team win. Yeah, the refs tried to insert themselves a little too much, but at the end of the day, the Fever came out swinging and never backed down. Now, the only downside is we gotta take this show back on the road to Atlanta. But one thing that stood out tonight? Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric. That building was on fire. Fans showed up, they were loud, they were locked in, and they made it crystal clear. This city is behind their team. Indiana showed out in a big way, and it mattered. You could see it. You could feel it. The energy was too much for Atlanta. They couldn't handle that stage. And let's keep it real. The first half? Offenses on both sides looked like a mess. Ugly basketball at times. But once the Fever got rolling, they created separation and never looked back. That second half? Pure entertainment. And the crowd fed into every single moment. Shout out to Fever Nation. Y'all blew the dream right out of the building tonight. Now, I did notice something courtside with Gray. Looked like there was a situation with a fan. She wasn't happy, fan got tossed. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the postgame, but still, that didn't take away from what was an incredible night of basketball for Indiana. Bottom line, the Fever are alive. The season rolls on. Game 3 in Atlanta, here we come. So, let's dive into it right now. Here we go. The Indiana Fever finally snapped the drought, their first playoff win in 9 years and a single day. That's right, the last one came back on September 17, 2016. And over there on the sideline, you've got Sophie and Caitlin trying to pull off their best referee impressions, waving their arms like they're calling a travel. They're having fun with it. Caitlin Clark, by the way, was so fired up she practically jumped out of her chair half the night. I'm telling you, if she had a ball in her hands, she could have nailed 8 to 10 threes just from all that energy alone. No exaggeration. At this point, you just want to grab a mic and ask her, "Hey, Caitlin, can we actually get you suited up in one of these games? Like, seriously." And look, during the broadcast, they even touched on it. Was there any possibility, any chance in the world, that if the Fever somehow pushed this thing all the way to the semifinals, Caitlin Clark might return? Honestly, as exciting as that sounds, I still think the answer's no. Yeah, I mean, we'd all love to see it. It would be electric. It would be one of those all-time moments in WNBA history. But when you factor in the recovery, the timing, and the fact that you don't want to risk the future of the franchise cornerstone, it just doesn't line up. So, for now, it's about soaking in this moment. First playoff win in nearly a decade. The Fever are finally back on the map. And even if Caitlin isn't suiting up this postseason, her presence is already fueling this team in ways you can't even measure. The Atlanta Dream showed you again, they ain't got it. No composure. No backbone. We're built for this smoke. We're built for these bright lights. They're not. Did y'all see Aliyah Gray out there? Total collapse. She was shaking. She was rattled. She was breaking down right in front of our eyes. And Rhyne Howard? Where was Rhyne Howard? Somebody tell me, did she even touch the court? Oh, she did, but she couldn't get out the straitjacket Lexie Hull had her in. Hull strapped her in like a toddler in a car seat. That's lockdown defense, 6 Lexie Hulls smothering her every possession. I forgot Howard was even in the game. That was a defensive clinic. A masterpiece. We held them to 60 points. 60. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, they just missed shots. Nah, this wasn't about missing. This was about getting locked the hell up. Rhyne Howard? 3 for 9, 10 points, couldn't buy a bucket. Aliyah Gray? 4 for 16, 9 points. Together? 19. That's not enough. I told y'all before, if you clamp those two, Atlanta cannot beat you. They don't got the firepower. Period. Now let me give flowers. Aaliyah Boston, you showed out tonight. I questioned you, I challenged you, said I wanted to see the dog. And you barked loud. You didn't just win your matchup, you dominated. Bree Jones? She had nothing for you. 8 points, 2 boards. That's it. You bullied her. You posted her. You backed her down. And when she tried to muscle up, you pushed her right back. That's South Carolina toughness. That's #1 pick pedigree. And the numbers don't even tell the whole story. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, plus 14 on the floor. But the impact? Way bigger. She forced double teams, she forced traps. That's how you know you're winning the battle. Keep her on the block, Steph. Post up Boston every trip. Bree Jones can't guard her footwork. And Kelsey Mitchell, Pistol Mitch, you already know. Buckets on demand. 4 threes, 19 points, doing it like clockwork. Night in, night out, she giving us that half-court offense we desperately need. She's automatic. Natasha Howard? Played smarter tonight. Didn't try to do too much. Gave us what we needed. That's the formula. We locked them down. We dominated inside. And when it mattered most, we looked like the team built for this moment. Atlanta? They don't want it. They don't got it. I know the Fever pulled this one out, but man, I can't stand how these games are being played. It's just too damn physical, bro. Like, come on. This ain't wrestling, this is basketball. When the game turns into brute force, you can't even showcase the skill. I mean, for real, come on now. And the refs? Straight up garbage as usual. But hey, Stephanie White, I'll give you your props tonight. Aaliyah Boston actually got on the block and went to work. I don't know if that was you telling her, or if Boston finally said, forget it, I'm doing me, but she was posting up. And when we post her up, good things happen. Combine that with the defense? That's your calling card. You're supposed to be the defensive coach. And guess what? We held them to 60. I got to give credit where it's due. That third quarter? Early fourth? That's when we slammed the door. That's when the Fever took control. And if they can bottle that energy, go into Atlanta with a little more offensive flow, they're winning this series. Straight up. Now, let me point something out. Austin Kelly. Man, it sure looked like he was pulling strings tonight, especially in that third quarter when the offense actually started moving. I've been saying it, I like him. He runs the sets. Sometimes it gets stuck, sure, but that's because Steph likes that slow, grinded-out mess that nobody enjoys watching. Kelly had the group flowing. Maybe he's somebody you really take a look at long-term. But yo, let's talk refs again, because my God. From a viewer standpoint, this was brutal. Every 5 seconds it felt like we were stopping play in the first half. Stop. Who enjoys watching that? You wonder why ratings are shaky? This is part of the problem. Get refs who can actually make the call in real time without blowing the whistle every damn possession. Don't let your stars get hacked to death either. Still, a huge win. And I got to admit, for the first time in like 20-something games, I actually got up out my chair and yelled, hell yeah. That was when Timpson got that N1 roll. That fired me up. I love the way she plays. I wish she had more minutes. She brings defense and hey, she got some offense too. Don't sleep. Big win. Big night. Series still alive.
It's been 10 years since the Fever have played a playoff game here, and we ain't going outside. If there's anything I know, there's nothing like playoff basketball in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. So don't sit on fourth quarter. I'm ready to get your asses up. Get on your feet. Let's go, Fever!
The number of adjustments that have to be made, the number of players that have to step up. You're not comfortable in your offense or your defense because you're playing with a different...
Great job! Great. That was a masterclass on the defensive end of the ball. Hell yeah, ladies, hell yeah. It really was. It really was. I mean, I'm so proud of you. Stepped up to the challenge, back against the wall, and our back is against the wall every fucking game. But y'all, look, I'm proud of you. We ain't finished though, right? We ain't finished. KK, way to be ready. The second half, your aggressiveness, it was a difference maker. What it opens up with the gravity that you create is huge for us. You gotta stay aggressive.
Hell yeah, Breezy. Together, 1, 2, 3. Together.
Instead of holding them to 60 points today, what did you see that was so effective from you guys defensively during this game?
I mean, our aggressiveness, our attention to detail, our ability to contest without fouling, to be disciplined, you know, in that area, I thought was huge. You know, we played good enough defense down there, and our offense just couldn't get going, and we were able to get it going on both sides tonight. I continue to just be so proud of this group and their resilience, their toughness, and their ability to respond.
For either player, what is Ariel Power's passion in games mean to you guys, and how contagious can it be?
Yeah, I think it's great. She's someone that she feeds off so much energy, and she always has a lot of energy. So I think for us, just making sure that we always match that. And I love when I see her hype up the crowd, everyone gets involved. But I think AP, just what she brings to us, that aggression, just getting after loose balls, it's great.
What about that chest bump?
It's like the third time, and every time I just keep remembering that I'm not as young as I used to be.
For Kelsey, you were saying in Atlanta that this team needed to have that fight and then to punch first to be able to even this series. How did you see this group do that tonight and really set that tone?
It was a really big opportunity for us. It was a big moment on the positive side for us because we have seen our team have lapses from game to game, and it was really. I don't know, I felt good about the fact that we responded when we were supposed to from game to game, and it didn't take a couple games, even though we didn't get a couple games. We came right off the back and took care of business as far as like where we lacked off from the first game to the second game. So that was a really big positive for us, and small victories is big for us.
Kelsey, you've had a lot of moments with this franchise throughout the years. Where does leading them to a playoff win at home would kind of rank among them?
Oh man, it takes a village. I think we all piggyback off each other within our group and in our organization. So I think it took a collective group effort to be able to be here. And I think that our first win here was big for us because we've been resilient throughout the course of the year, and it was just. I don't know, it felt really good to see ourselves on top and do something great for a change. When it comes to us being resilient, have to fight off a lot of ups and downs, backs and forth, and so it felt good for us to really, come out on top tonight.
Yeah, Seth, you just mentioned needing to do little things today, like after the loss on Sunday. Just what were those little things that you saw your players do tonight?
They were getting the hustle plays, getting on the floor after loose balls. It was finishing defensive plays, making sure that we boxed out and then went and got the ball. It's setting screens, using screens to give us opportunities on the offensive end, communicating in our point of screen defense on the defensive end. We took care of those things. I mean, you're going to have your moments in game, but when you continue to have more moments where you are executing and have more moments where you are playing with multiple levels of effort, good things usually happen, and our group was able to do that.
Scott, Brian, and James.
Aaliyah, what stood out to you about able to get going? It looked like there were some turnovers elsewhere, and so you kind of put it into your own hands and had that nice run before some foul calls.
Yeah, I think for me, just continue to be assertive, just reading the defense, trying to get good possessions going. If I just get the ball, feel it out, see where the ball needs to go next, whether that's shoot it or pass it, I mean, I'm just kind of just taking what the defense is giving me.
That sequence right at the end of the third quarter, just speak to the importance of that, and that kind of feel like sort of like the backbreaker for Atlanta, so to speak, when you.
Yeah, that was great for us. That seriously was scoring the ball and then getting that tip and then Lexie hitting that three. I mean, the energy, everyone felt it. The crowd was going crazy, and we just used that momentum into the fourth.
Kelsey, going into a do-or-die game 3, what excites you about that opportunity as a competitor?
I think it will be a really good challenge for us. I think. Obviously we want to win a game and they want to win a game, so I think somebody has to lose and somebody has to win, obviously. But I think that we take tonight for what it is and start mentally preparing once it hit 12 o'clock and begin to go into what's important for Thursday. And so, like I said, it's a big opportunity tonight, but you gotta let it be the moment and let it kind of fuel you for Thursday, but you gotta move on.
Tamika was in the building tonight. What does it mean to you, like, to have a legend supporting you from the sidelines?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. She's a legend. Anytime you have a legend come into this building, especially Tamika being who she is, I mean, it's just amazing. I saw her before tip, and I just like the biggest smile came across my face because I mean, you're competing, but Tamika was here and she really put the Fever on the map. And so for us to be in the same position, getting a first playoff game here in a while, it's just great to have her.
Aaliyah, speak to the emotions of a win like this. Kelsey already kind of touched on it, but what's the vibe like in the locker room after you get a dominating win?
Yeah, I mean, everyone was happy. The vibes were really great. I think just like Kel said, this was super big for us. Our backs were definitely against the wall in this, and we know that we've just been through so much this season that coming out with this win and then giving ourselves another chance in Game 3, emotions are high.
Steph, for Game 3, how much does a win like this give you guys confidence that you can close out the series in a tough situation on the road?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a group that's confidence has really never wavered. You know, we've been in every kind of situation you can imagine, and we've been able to find ways to put ourselves in position to win, and this will be no different. Obviously, it's going to be on the opponent's home floor, but, you know, it doesn't matter. I think for us, if we can maintain our attention to detail, if we continue the defensive effort that we had tonight, and we shoot with confidence, you know, we give ourselves a chance, and this group is continued to show their heart, their character, night in and night out.
We'll wrap up over there, Scott.
Kelsey, given all you have been through and not getting the home game last year, when you were on the bench fourth quarter resting, did you take a moment at all to kind of soak in this experience?
I was extremely grateful. It was like I said, I think we have positioned ourselves to kind of, you know, be in that moment. And shout out to my coach and our coaching staff for like trusting the rest of our group to kind of finish out the rest of the game. But I think sitting down for the fourth quarter was one thing, but I think putting yourself in position to be able to do that was entirely different. And I think shout out to our group for just kind of staying resilient and being able to get stops to, you know, put that stretch and have a bigger enough stretch for me to sit down. So it was big. It was big.